The Icons of Real Estate Podcast. Are you ready to learn the proven money-making secrets from top-producing Icon agents? Ready to skyrocket your business? This podcast is for you. Tune in every week with your host, Tomasz Fonseca, and find out how to implement proven strategies to 10 times your business, from $3 million to $30 million in just 12 months. Brought to you by the Masters in Real Estate Marketing, Arter SEO.
So welcome to another episode of the Icons of Real Estate podcast, where we highlight top professionals who are making waves in the industry. I'm your host, Karen Roberts, and I'm thrilled to introduce today Sydney Hathaway, aka Miss Oklahoma City. With over 5 years in real estate, Sydney is a top agent, recognized in the Real Producers Top 500 and as a 2024 Rookie of the Year finalist. A proud Oklahoma local, she combines expert knowledge with a passion for helping clients find their perfect home. So let's dive into Sydney's inspiring journey in real estate. Welcome to the show, Sydney.
Thank you so much for having me here.
So, well, let's go into your backstory first. And would you like to share with the listeners what inspired you to go into real estate in the first place?
Yeah, so it's actually kind of a funny story. I never had real estate on my radar. Starting out college, I was an art major wanting to go into graphic design. And then I decided, art's not for me. So then I moved to pre-law. I was business pre-law. I took my LSAT. I had every plan and intention of going the law route after doing some internships and shadowing some different attorneys here in Oklahoma City. I kind of decided, this isn't really for me. And was looking for work, just some part-time stuff while I finished up school, and stumbled upon someone who knew someone who was looking for an assistant who was a realtor. And so my journey in real estate started as doing meal prep and taking dogs to the groomers and picking up dry cleaning. And she just saw some potential in me and asked me to come into the office full time as one of her transaction coordinators. And she is a team lead of a very large team in South Oklahoma City. And from there, started working for a broker doing the brokerage compliance and listing coordination for his 40 agents in my hometown, Edmond, Oklahoma. And he said, "You're way too good to just be sitting behind a desk all day, so go get your real estate license." And I did. And 2 years later, I'm here.
Brilliant.
So
there you go. I mean, what a transition. I mean, going from that, isn't it funny how things just sort of can happen through having conversations and being introduced to something new. So, well, you're an Oklahoma local. So how does your knowledge of the area influence the way you help your clients find their dream home?
Oh goodness, it influences everything. I mean, I'm never one to say that you have to be from an area to know an area. Anybody can research and, come to know locally what's best, best neighborhoods, best schools. If you're looking for something that, like our downtown area has a lot of new and upcoming things, that's typically where new things start out to be tried first. But being from here, it kind of helps me know who's coming into our state, who's moving out of our state, the general areas in which, your first time home buyer may find the best fit versus, someone who's on their second or third home looking to expand the family. We also have a very large military presence in Oklahoma, and then we also have a very large oil presence in Oklahoma. We are a drill baby drill state. So, we have lots of different oil and energy corporations that involve a lot of people moving to Oklahoma or moving out of Oklahoma for that very reason. So one thing that I always say about Oklahoma is, we're a very interesting market where the rest of the country may be affected by the ebbs and flows of the real estate market. Oklahoma is kind of in its own little bubble just because we constantly have people relocating here or moving out of the state for those industry purposes.
Ah, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Now you've been recognized as a top 500 agent and a finalist for Rookie of the Year. So what's driving you continuously to push for success in real estate?
Yeah, it's honestly just passion for what I do on a day-to-day basis. I'm so honored to be recognized as a top 500 agent in Oklahoma City. And then also I was one of the top 25 finalists for Rookie of the Year, which was crazy. Never expected to get either of those things in my first year, but those were the goals that I set for myself. And I wanted to see those things through. And we are in the business of people. You know, I'm an independent agent, I'm not on a large team. And I truly have treated every single client like the person that they are. It's, you know, catering each and every transaction to who they are and what their goals are. And I've built 90% of my business strictly off of my sphere of influence, my SOI. And so it's connecting with friends, it's connecting with family, constantly putting yourself in positions to meet new people and make new connections. And so I just really lead a very personable business. And that's how I treat each and every client. They get the best experience there is, regardless if, you know, they're someone looking to purchase a $90,000 condo or somebody who has a $1.9 million home to sell. They all get the same exact experience. And because of that, my business is built off of referrals. And that has just helped propel and push me to the position that I am in today.
Fantastic. Well, but how exciting as well, and how you've been rewarded for that hard work. So you're obviously not just seeing things as transactional. So be beyond the transactions. You mentioned helping create clients rather create lasting memories in their new home. So do you have any stories that you'd like to share or of a particularly rewarding experience with a client?
Yes. So part of a niche that I have that I'm very, very passionate about working with, this is a very specific clientele, is me being in recovery. I'm 6 years sober from drugs and alcohol. I decided to do a first-time homebuyer class for the sober living home that gave me my life back and helped save my life. And so I partnered with, I actually ended up taking one of my lenders that I'm very close with. I said, hey, they're having a charity event and I'd love for you to come and just hear more about this. And at this charity event, first of all, he immediately fell in love with the nonprofit, but then he said, I have a loan program for these people. He was like, I have a grant of $10,000 for people in drug and alcohol recovery. And I was like, you're lying. He said, no, I'm dead serious. So we approached the board for this nonprofit and said, we'd love to bring a first-time homebuyer class to the residents and teach them that they can achieve homeownership. And we've successfully closed 6 individuals that have graduated from that program. And so one of my really big passions in this industry is helping break that stigma that once you get sober that you have to go back to the same people, places, and things, and the stigma that society places around individuals in recovery, that we look a specific way, we act a specific way, and we're in specific environments. I've successfully seen 6 individuals become homeowners because of this first-time homebuyer class and the amazing grant program that my lender was able to provide through his bank. And so that really was just like what fired me up in my first year. And like, those are the transactions that matter to me, are the ones where I'm getting to see somebody overcome outstanding, unbeatable odds and break every stigma that there is that society would like to place on them.
Wow. Now there you go. Now there is a story. Fantastic. So, okay, so for you to be a finalist for Rookie of the Year, that means you've been doing okay. So, would you like to share with the listeners, because a lot of people we speak to, this year's been a very odd year. So, what were your transactions like last year compared to this year?
Yeah, so 2024 has definitely been a very interesting year for a lot of people. It's an election year. So, coming into my second year of real estate as an election year, I don't think I was fully prepared for what all that entailed. But Last year, I closed about $5.7 million in sales, and my transaction volume was 15 closings, and that is as an individual agent. I'm not on a team and strictly built off of my sphere. This year, I am on track to do probably about the same, which was, I was a little bummed for that, but still to, see the same numbers, not seeing it dip down, and just continuing to see those numbers, be consistent. Like, I have to give myself credit where credit's due, because we all know that imposter syndrome likes to sneak up on us, and tell us, oh, you didn't work hard enough for everything that you have. And it's like, no, I worked my rear end off for everything. So
no, well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And so what's next? What's next for Sydney? What are your goals for next year?
Yeah, so next year is going to be a very pivotal year in my business, just because of the goals that I am setting for myself. Real estate is something that I love to do, but I am trying to marry my passion and my calling with my business. And so I am creating a space and a platform for individuals who are believers to be able to have a space to intricately marry faith and trust with entrepreneurship. So creating a platform and a space where individuals can understand deeper and have a deeper connection with their God, to have a space to really feel like that tug and war of surrender and control can become a little bit easier to bear. And that's really my passion, is to reach that population, because we as entrepreneurs are some of the highest in statistics for anxiety, stress, poor physical health, divorce, drug and alcohol abuse. And so we have to find a way to combat that. We have to find a way to find the right message and find the right places to connect with other entrepreneurs and individuals to overall make each and everyone better business owners and better for the public.
Wow, you're really on a mission. Love that. Thank you for that. And so our last question is always the same, because here at Icons, we are not just a podcast. We are the #1 real estate podcast network in the US, and we are passionate about making podcasting accessible to everybody involved in the business of real estate. So I know for you, you're about to launch one. So yes. I was going to say, if you had a podcast, what would you call it? And you are going to have one. So what are you going to call it?
Yes. So the podcast is going to be kind of the starting platform of that goal I just talked about. So that podcast is going to be called Believing in Business.
Brilliant. Awesome. And so for the listeners, how would they reach you? How would they get in touch?
Yes. So the best way to get in touch with me is Instagram. I have a link tree on there with my Calendly and all of that. So if you want to book a one-on-one call with me, or, just further connect, I am definitely somebody who is collaboration over competition. So I'd love to see what you are doing in your real estate business and posting to your social platforms as well. But it's very easy. You introduced me, Karen, as Miss Oklahoma City. That's my Instagram name. It is Miss Oklahoma City. So it is ms.Oklahoma City.
Fantastic. Easy to remember, guys. You don't even need to go into the notes, but just in case you missed that, all of Sydney's details will be in the show notes. So thank you so much for your time today, Sydney. It's been wonderful chatting with you. And to the listeners, I'll be back next time with the Icons of Real Estate. Bye for now.